Welcome to ZenMaster Wisdom. Today, we will share about the seeking truth in the moon's reflection. Let's start. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled deep within a lush valley, there lived a renowned ZenMaster named Hoshin. He was known throughout the land for his wisdom, compassion, and the profound teachings he imparted to his students. Hoshin's fame reached far and wide, and people from distant villages would make pilgrimages to seek his guidance. One clear summer night, as the full moon hung low in the sky, a group of travelers arrived at Hoshin's humble monastery. Among them was a young man named Kenji, who had heard tales of the master's wisdom and sought answers to the questions that had troubled his restless mind. With great reverence, Kenji and his fellow travelers approached the monastery. They were welcomed by Hoshin's humble disciples and invited to stay the night. As night fell and the moon's radiant glow filled the courtyard, Kenji found himself in the presence of the great ZenMaster himself. Hoshin, a man of few words, greeted Kenji with a nod and a warm smile. The young man felt a profound sense of calm and presence in the master's presence, as if all his doubts and fears had momentarily melted away. Kenji wasted no time in sharing his burning question with the master. "Master Hoshin," he began, "I have been troubled by the nature of reality. I often wonder if our world is but a reflection, an illusion. Is there a way to discern the true from the false?" Hoshin listened intently, his eyes fixed on the shimmering reflection of the moon in a small pond nearby. After a long pause, he finally spoke. "Kenji," he said softly, "I can provide you with an answer, but it may not be what you expect. Come with me." The master rose and led Kenji to the pond. Together, they gazed at the moon's reflection shimmering on the water's surface. Hoshin gestured toward it and said, "What do you see, Kenji?" Kenji peered closely at the reflection. "I see the moon, master," he replied. Hoshin nodded. "Indeed, you see the moon's reflection. But where is the real moon?" Kenji looked up at the night sky, his eyes fixed on the radiant full moon. "The real moon is up there," he said, pointing to the sky. Hoshin smiled knowingly. "Is it not interesting, Kenji, how we can see the moon both in the sky and in this pond? The reflection in the water is not the true moon, yet it is not entirely false either. It is a manifestation of the moon's presence. Similarly, our perception of reality is like this reflection. It is not the absolute truth, yet it is not entirely false either. It is our perception, our interpretation of the world." Kenji was struck by the master's words. He had expected a definitive answer, but instead, he received a profound lesson. Hoshin continued, "We often strive to discern the true from the false, the real from the illusion, but such distinctions can be elusive. Instead of seeking absolute truths, my dear Kenji, seek to understand the nature of perception itself." With these words, Hoshin left Kenji to contemplate the moon's reflection in the pond. Throughout the night, Kenji sat by the water's edge, watching as the moonlight danced on the surface. He pondered the wisdom of the master's teaching, realizing that the quest for absolute truth was like chasing the moon's reflection, always present but forever shifting and changing. As dawn broke and the first rays of sunlight touched the valley, Kenji returned to the monastery, a sense of peace and clarity filling his heart. He thanked Master Hoshin for the profound lesson and decided to stay and study under his guidance. Years passed, and Kenji became a devoted disciple of Hoshin. He learned to embrace the impermanence of life, the ever-changing nature of perception, and the beauty of living fully in the present moment. He, too, became known for his wisdom and compassion, carrying forward the teachings of his beloved master. And so, in that tranquil valley where the moon's reflection had once sparked a young man's quest for truth, the legacy of Master Hoshin and his disciple Kenji continued to shine as brightly as the moon itself, a reminder that in the ephemeral dance of perception, the essence of truth could always be found within.